Hello, my name is Annie and I host the afternoon show on 94.3 Radio 1, One World, your station. It's 12 noon to 4 p.m. and broadcasts to all three major metros, Mumbai, Delhi and Bangalore. Today, I have a special guest, like you can already see. He's on the screen right next to me. His name is Agnelorajesh and he happens to be the chairman of St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures, which is India's largest villa developers across multiple cities in India. We were having a bit of a conversation. I asked him, so how many villas have you developed and sold? He says more than 1,000. And this is a business he started in the year 1993. He's an author, social entrepreneur, business mentor, and educationist. So in case you have any business ideas and you want a push from someone who has the experience, then I think Agnello is the right person. Well, today we're going to talk about one of the most sought after subjects that is the topic at any dinner table or even at work. During the unlock phase, a few people have gone back to work, whether it is 10%, 15%, 30%, and even 50%. So while a few have gone to work and the rest at home are still talking about Mahendra Singh Dhoni, one of the most sought after captains we've had in the limited overs. Well, the international career, he retired in the year 2014. And just a few weeks ago, he announced his retirement even from ODIs, limited overs. Oh my God, it came as a shock to everyone because this wasn't expected. Who wouldn't want Mahendra Singh Dhoni to continue playing for the rest of his life is what most of them would love to say. But then it's a sport. And I guess everyone has a certain life to this sport and their career spanning a few years. And I think he has been extremely elegant in bowing out at a time when he's at a high. And no better way to actually bow out of cricket, his favorite sport. So, Agnel, I'd like to ask you, are you an MSD fan? Let's start
Oh
with that.
wow, who isn't, Annie? Who isn't? And what a pleasure to be with you on the show. Annie, I've got some very interesting friends who have joined on this conversation. Mohammad Amir, all the way from Doha, Qatar. Sushant Rao Rane, a very aggressive cricket player and a great fan of
Ooh.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni, just like me. And Sushant Rao Rane is a very interesting entrepreneur himself. Tanuja Rane, a very popular interior designer. So they have also joined us. So to answer
Nice.
your question, Annie, yes, very much. I'm a fan not just of Mahendra Singh Dhoni's game, but also his personality and his attitude. In fact, Annie,
Yes.
on my last week's show on the last Friday with one of the RJs of Radio Fever and Radio 1, the youth economy was a topic
Right.
that we discussed. And we discussed many ways of how young India
Yes.
should build itself. Frankly speaking,
Sure.
Annie, Dhoni is a classic example of just that. At the age of just around 40, he achieved it all and inspired many more Dhonis to come in the days ahead. In fact, I was just reading about MS Dhoni. I was doing my research, although I'm a follower, I know a lot of his details, but still I was researching. And the amount of content that I got from friends, lots of people started sending me content when I informed them that tomorrow I'm going to be discussing about Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I also came across a very nice article which Narayan Murthy wrote, where he mentioned that he always believed, Narayan Murthy always believed that performance leads to recognition, recognition leads to respect, and the respect
Sure.
leads to power. And at one place I read something written by Sunil Gavaskar, and Sunil Gavaskar said that the best manner for Gavaskar to spend his last minute of his life is to watch Dhoni's winning shot for a six in the
Wow.
2011 World Cup final and joyfully leave the
Yes.
world. Now, what more can I say about Dhoni's batting? And can I tell you something, Annie? I also saw that last ball six because I was also in the stadium watching that final
Ooh.
match. Thanks to my very dear friend Roshan Manama, who's the ex-captain of Sri Lankan cricket team. He sent me the tickets and I was there for the match. And it was such an experience of watching Dhoni in full action. I never knew in 2011 that one day I will be talking on a live show on Facebook Live. There was no Facebook Live in 2011, that I would be doing a live show on Mahendra Singh Dhoni and I would be discussing these points. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a competent leader who remains calm, but his mind is processing plans for his next move. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a
Absolutely.
good example of this. It has been a
Absolutely.
glorious, it has been an absolutely glorious exposure to Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Now, speaking of his achievements, if you can just pick out a few of his achievements and tell us what these achievements actually tell about him. What can we learn from these achievements?
So, Annie, a competent leader remains calm, but his mind should always be processing, like how Dhoni used to do. And on September 24, 2007, I clearly remember the day of the T20 final against Pakistan. Nobody else but against Pakistan. For us in cricket, there is only one country other than India which plays cricket against whom we want to win, and that is Pakistan. So, India had scored 157, Annie, and Pakistan were 145 for 9 when the last over started. And there was a very interesting batsman called Misbah ul Haq who was batting very confidently on 37. But his 37 is important. But what is more important that he had already hit 3 sixes, and Dhoni had the courage
Yes.
to bring Joginder Sharma, who himself was stunned. Joginder Sharma himself, when the ball was given to him, he got stunned to bowl the last over. All of us were shocked, but Dhoni had a strategy in place. Misbah hit another six of the second ball of Joginder. But can you imagine the stress the 1.3 billion people and everybody would have had at that point? Dhoni went and spoke after the six was hit on a second ball. He went and spoke to Joginder to calm him down and gave him the confidence and probably some smart ideas. And can you believe it? On the next ball, Joginder got the wicket of Misbah ul Haq for a well-judged catch by Shrishna at short fine leg, and India had won. Now, this victory was absolute teamwork, but was led by the impactful leader, Captain Dhoni. Not only me and not only the Indians, the whole cricketing world is a fan of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Now, let me
Yes.
share you some achievements of Dhoni, what he has done. In 2004, like we all know, Dhoni opened his career against Bangladesh in Chittagong. In
Yes.
2009, he wins the Padma Shri. Now, he's a cricketer. He's a captain of cricket for India. So he has a lot of cricketing glories. But let me talk about the other glories. At a very young age in 2009, and he won the Padma Shri. In 2018, he was conferred with the Padma Bhushan. Now he has won IPL finals thrice, and he has reached the finals of IPL 8 times. He has won IPL finals thrice for Chennai Super Kings.
Yes.
And he also led the Indian team to win in all major international competitions. The World Cup T20 in 2007, the ICC World Cup One Day Championships, One Day International Championships in 2011, where I was the witness to the finals, the Champions Trophy in 2013, and many more matches which he won. Mahendra
Sure.
Singh Dhoni, the 39-year-old batsman wicketkeeper, is the only captain in the history of cricket to win all ICC trophies, Annie. But his biggest achievement, according to me, has been victory over anxiety, victory over pressure and stress, and victory over the hearts of millions of people. Not only his teammates love him, but even his opponents love and respected him. So that's Mahendra Singh Dhoni for us.
Absolutely. So now that in the year 2020, when everybody's attention was elsewhere, the pandemic and the casualties that are happening every day across the world, there are natural calamities and disasters also. Mahendra Singh Dhoni decided to retire from the limited overs cricket, international cricket. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Annie, when you have cricketers like Sachin Tendulkar and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you never want them to retire, and you actually look at them with every
Yes.
match. These people are going to play forever. I could imagine Sachin Tendulkar and Mahendra Singh Dhoni even playing at the age of 100, and we would still watch them
Yes.
if God has been kind to us to live that long. Annie, Mahendra Singh Dhoni's story is a truly remarkable one. His cricketing acumen, his dazzling skills, he being so level-headed, his sportsmanship, and complete commitment to the country and the game and the team make him a very enduring role model, not only for today but forever. He's going to be eternally in the memories of Indians and all the cricketing nations and all the people that know him across the world. And I always believe timing is everything. And in the case of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he's the best judge of himself. And I completely support his decision, just like millions of his fans across the country. He hung up his boots when the world wanted him to play more, and he has announced his
Yeah.
retirement with his head high and with a very graceful gesture. He will be remembered, Annie,
Absolutely.
not only for how he played and how he treated everyone, but he will also be remembered for how he behaved with all, whether they were known to him or unknown.
Right now, coming to the qualities that Mahendra Singh Dhoni has, you have already mentioned a few. He's very calm. He's the best judge of the decisions that he takes, and people blindly rely on what he does. He has brought
Yes.
back so many wins for us, and that itself speaks a lot for the kind of leader he has been for the team. So, what is that attitude or quality in him that you are personally inspired by?
MSD, like many successful people, came from a very humble beginning, Annie, and he
Yeah.
dared to dream and do it all. And he did
Yeah.
everything that takes to achieve his dream with absolute grit and determination. In fact, Annie, there are many lessons that as parents or as people in the family, we can use to teach our youngsters from the life of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. But I would like to discuss a few elements that I observed in Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He had the courage and he had the courage to dare to dream. Dhoni never
Right.
shied away from dreaming big. In fact, coming from a small town with no proper cricketing facilities in the town that he came from, Dhoni dared to make it big, even though there was little infrastructure to support his ambitions. I'm sure
Sure.
India is filled with people like Dhoni's in different walks of life, but this is one quality I admire with Dhoni. And the lesson that he teaches us is we need to encourage youngsters to aim to we should encourage youngsters to aim high, even if there are hurdles in the way. The second quality of Dhoni that I liked was he was absolutely a very self-motivated gentleman. Dhoni does not come from a cricketing family, nor was there any player of a national caliber around him in his younger days. So he didn't have a role model
Right.
in his city or in the town that he was living. But still, he was absolutely inspired. He is completely self motivated. In fact, he was not born with a silver spoon, but with sheer hard work and dedication. He has made a
Right.
fortune for himself. He is considered as one of the richest sportsperson according to Forbes. But forget about his financial wealth. He is rich by the number of hearts that beat for him. The lesson that I learned from this quality is that youngsters should learn that dedication to the craft that you are pursuing and the self motivation are of utmost importance. It is vital to stay focused and driven under all circumstances. The third quality that I would like to discuss, Annie, is being resilient. Dhoni was an eternal optimist. He never allowed early failures to derail him from his
Yeah.
chosen path. He was focused. He knew what he wanted to achieve in life. In fact, Annie, Dhoni scored a duck on his debut in the one day international match against Bangladesh in 2004. And yet he went on to become one of the India's most successful captains. And as luck would have it, he led India to 27 test victories and 163 one day victories. In fact, India won the World Cup after a gap of 28 years under Dhoni's captaincy. The lesson here that I would like to point out to youngsters is that we should not let failures bring us down. We should learn to be
Right.
resilient and bounce back from adversities. And he was
Right.
also a very determined soul, Annie. The next point I would like to discuss is determination. There have been many situations where he came under fire for his decisions, but he came back stronger and more determined every time, every time. He worked as a ticket collector for the Indian Railways from 2001 to 2003, Annie. But despite a steady
Yes.
income, he left the job to concentrate fully on cricket. And as they say, the rest is history. The lesson here is Dhoni is a classic example of how determination can take you places, teach your child to not give up on the dreams that they have at all. They should never give up. The last quality that I would like to discuss on Dhoni that I admire is he always took ownership, Annie. Dhoni always owns up and takes decisions based on the situation. The 2011 World Cup final is a case point. He promoted himself up the order as he was confident of facing opponent bowler Mutaya Muralidharan, who was a cause of concern in the finals. He then went on to
Right.
score 91 not out that day, and he clearly showed his strengths on the ground. The lesson here for the youngsters is that we need to take ownership of the decisions and believe in them and make them your strength and achieve your success.
Absolutely. Self motivation and being driven are extremely important qualities that one must learn to have. And it's not very easy to stay self motivated throughout. So, resilience again comes in. I think he was just the perfect package. Now, speaking of him as a captain of the Indian team, the whole nation is going to miss him. So, while talking about his captaincy skills, what are some of the skills that stand out according to you?
Well, he had too many skills, and a lot of them stand out. To tell you the fact, everybody, majority of the people who must be watching this show, their story is similar to MS Dhoni in many, many ways. We relate so much because he's a common man. He was a common man. He's not a common man today, and it relates
Right.
to common population of the country. The only difference is he pursues sports, and people like me, we pursued business. But the bottom line, all of us similar people followed our dreams. I have three qualities that relate and admire most about Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The quality number one that I would like to discuss is never give up attitude. Lots of the audience whom I know who are watching this show also have the same attitude, never give up attitude. When Mahendra Singh Dhoni agreed to the job of a ticket collector, Annie, for the Indian Railways, he was clearly able to see that this career and his passion is turning into a dream that he would not be able to achieve if he's working as a railway employee. He started practicing even after giving up all his
Right.
energy to the railway station. He would return home and change his dress and would gear up himself to practice more and more. And like they say, practice makes one perfect. Another real life example would be when Mahendra Singh Dhoni was not able to qualify for the under 19 cricket team. A lot of people don't know this. And for the under 19 cricket team, for which he had done a lot of hard work, he was not selected. But even after facing such situations, he never lost hope and he never gave up. He said in one of his interviews that he always believed in himself. Dhoni knew that one day he would become successful, not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. The second quality that I admire about Mahendra Singh Dhoni is he loves to take risks. I have always emphasized that risk taking is an art, and you must learn this art form as soon as you can because life will not provide you everything right at your doorstep. You have to create the doorsteps where they are going to be right for you. You will have to walk towards your rewards. The rewards will never come walking to you. That's what Mahendra Singh Dhoni did. And always remember that whatever you think, and whenever you think that there is a risk in doing a particular thing, then look at it as an opportunity for growth. Don't get battered down by that risk. Now here I'm talking about taking a calculated risk, not taking a blind risk. Mahendra Singh Dhoni had a ticket collector's job in railways, which paid him a decent amount of money. His parents were happy and everything was hunky dory and all right at that phase of his life. But one night he returned home and said to his father that he would not be able to continue his job. He admitted that he wants to play cricket for his nation and I can choose either of the two. That is what he expressed in one of the interviews. It will either be railways or cricket, and he took the decision of cricket, and that's the MS Dhoni that we know. Now, here Dhoni took a calculated risk. He didn't just blindly say that he wants to quit his job, which was the only earning source for his family. Dhoni knew that he has a talent that he wanted to showcase to the world, and for the opportunity, he took a calculated risk, and the rest again is history. The last point that I would like to share, Annie, is we should never forget your roots. Dhoni never forgot his roots throughout his career. He always is friends with the people of his local locality. He always respects all the people who would have been his teacher, his neighbors, his colleagues at the railways, or the people who played with him in his childhood. So never forget your roots because the strength of a tree is not the strength and the power or the growth that a tree has, but it has got the strength in the roots which keep the plant tight to the ground, feeds it with the energy to grow and shows the strength outside. So the roots are critically important. So please never forget your roots is the message that Dhoni exhibits from his behavior. These are the qualities that I like for Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
I'd like to completely agree with what you say. His humble beginnings and his humble roots have actually helped him in good stead throughout his career, and that has outshined so many of his qualities. In fact, like you saying, there are so many qualities as a person, as an individual, as well as a captain that he has displayed that no one can ever erase that from their memory. They're going to continue to be huge fans. Now, talking about cricket and how you are very metaphorically and even directly giving a comparison to how we can, even in real life, have self motivation, a drive. So, how do you compare cricket and life then in that case?
Cricket and life both are so similar, and both need planning. Both have plenty of surprises, Annie. Both have plenty of surprises. Life also has limited overs. We need to play each day as a ball in an over. We need to maximize the results. Our attempt has to be to hit a six on every ball, but situations will
Right.
always attempt to bowl you out or try to foil your plans. Your focus will help you achieve the desired results, Annie. Being consistent without losing enthusiasm and courage, one needs to keep moving forward, irrespective of the
Sure.
situation. Like the current situation of lockdown has also not lockdown has locked us down. They have locked us down physically, but they cannot lock down our spirits. Any life will throw bouncers, googlies, and all possible spins. But a good player of life will manage all of this. He will duck at the right time if it is a bouncer. He will read the googly well and score a six on that googly, and he will go along with the spin and score the maximum again. Annie, there will be many umpires judging you, but you need to be determined and you need to be focused on your game of life by playing it fair and by playing it with a lot of confidence. One thing I would like to say, Annie, is everyone is born to win. In cricket, one side loses and the other side wins on a particular day for a particular game. And in life, we need to play to create a win-win situation. No
Sure.
one has to lose and all have to win. This builds an ecosystem. This creates bonding and this helps growth. And this also leads to happiness for not only yourself, but everyone around you.
Sure, absolutely. Now, since we spoke about cricket and life, and I like the way you said that life is also about limited overs, and so you've got to try and hit a six at every ball. But of course, life situations are very different, and they will throw googlies at you at unexpected times, and you still have to face it. So basically, you have to align yourself with what your ambition is and what your goals are. So now, how do you compare cricket and business?
Well, Annie, I'm very passionate businessman. I've got a lot of my friends here online who are also like Mahendra Singh Dhoni in business. I would like to say that cricket and business is very, very similar. Uh, Business also needs to keep practicing to perfection. Cricket needs consistent and tireless efforts. The cricketers have a reason to bend backwards to win, but they can't ever stop after achieving their point or after winning or even losing a game. They have to
Sure.
still keep on practicing and they have to do it consistently to sustain their position. They need to make a special effort and repeat it every single time with the same level of energy and enthusiasm. And if the same thing happens in business, in both, you need to take some professional consulting services or support mechanisms to win the game. You need to have mentors. Remember, no shortcuts can take you to your point. It's all your strategy, planning, and consistent practice which makes you win over all situations. In cricket, spinning can be a game changer. And similarly, it is like that in your business also. Just as the ball spins to make a perfect shot, the business also runs on a spinning game. Moreover, player count that we have in the team also applies to business. Not only the player count, but their positions, their bowling combinations, the batting order. Some may fall and some may quickly get results. Everything rotates in the game. And the same thing, Annie, happens in the business. There is a lot of rotation, changes are common. You might need to change business models and strategies by quickly understanding the current situation, like the current one, which is absolutely giving everybody a lot of current. You might also have to take bold steps at a moment's notice to let it run. You need to master surprise management, which we all are doing. The next point I would like to compare between business and cricket is teamwork is everything. One thing is clear, Annie. Either it's cricket or business. You can't play solo. There is a leader, and there are strategies which are required to be followed by the team members. The leader will navigate the team in the way desired. By applying proper management, the team can be better managed and desired by the outcomes, which can be surely attained if it is managed really well. Now, taking example of MS Dhoni, who takes the team first, who will always take the team very seriously and before him and lead it to the desired direction. So, teamwork is mandatory for success, whether it is business or cricket. Like cricket, in business also, Annie, everyone's role is defined. All 11 players of cricket have a definite role assigned. Somebody is a batsman, somebody is a bowler, somebody is a wicket keeper, somebody is a good fielder, somebody is an all rounder. They can't replace each other's role as all have their specialities and their knack of skills. For example, in bowling, Virat might not be good, but when he stands to bat today, the best of the bowlers shiver. The role is important as definite is your role, the better you perform in that role because you know the expectations, the world knows the expectations. Just as it happens in business where everyone's role is defined and all trust one another and provide proper space to carry out the work that they are good at. We need to master our role to maximum possible creativity and productivity. Like cricket in business, also we play to win, and in business we try to create a win-win situation. The story
Right.
doesn't end in failure, Annie. Even going ahead and keep playing to win, we need to all win. But in business, we want a win-win situation. In business, this spirit to win the game also is there in cricket, where you always strive on every ball to win the game, on every ball to win a wicket, on every batting to hit a six. Now, despite the confidence and strength of other teams, your hard work and persistent efforts until the end of the game might change its face thoroughly. The same technique is applied in business. Try hard to achieve the point and just give your best despite all adversities. Here, experience and wisdom will definitely bring you to the desired results and let you exploit the opportunities continuously. And Annie, in cricket, I'm sure you might not have played cricket, or I don't know, you must have played cricket, but in cricket it is said,
Yes, I have very
catches
much
win.
played cricket.
Oh, lovely. So it is always very popularly said that catches win matches. In business also, you should not lose the opportunities which come in the form of catches. If you catch the right opportunity, you will win any match. So business is all about catching the right opportunities. And like cricket, catches win matches. In the same way, in business, if you catch the right opportunities, you'll win the game by creating a win-win situation for all.
Someone has just written in. Her name is Manisha Gorkhade, who writes in classic explanation. And there was someone else before that also who wrote that business and cricket pretty much go hand in hand. And you can always take learnings from a sport like cricket, which has, overtaken the lives of so many people here in the country and worldwide, actually. So now the last question. What is the message you have for Mahendra Singh Dhoni? And what do you assume or presume that he will be doing here on?
Well, the message to Mahendra Singh Dhoni on behalf of all the entire audience, on behalf of Annie, and on my behalf is you have lived the life of a king on the ground. You are the kingmaker and you are the king. You led from the front. You made the country proud. We shall never forget you. Our message to you is we loved what you achieved in your lifespan. We loved your commitment and dedication to the nation. We loved the way you lived with an example. And we loved the way you played the game. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is the gentleman who must have inspired so many people like me on how to take the right shots, on how to take the right catches, on how to do the right stumping, on how to hit the right sixes at the right balls. And that's what we have done in our personal life and in our professional and business life. So my message to Mahendra Singh Dhoni is, I'm sure you have been an impactful personality. What you did all your life has impacted millions and billions of people. And I'm sure off the ground also, when you stop playing cricket now, you will still be impacting the lives of so many people, so many Indians. You have made India proud. You have made Indians proud. And whenever there is a conversation internationally also on cricket, and if the Mahendra Singh Dhoni name crops up, it commands so much of love and respect, even for people who are not from India and who are not Indians. So this is a great example. He's a towering personality for the country. His life is always going to be a story for the others to read and build history like how he has done. For the youngsters, there is a lot of messages which I've already discussed on the show. And I'm sure for the rest of his life, he will get involved with activities and initiatives which will do a lot of good to the lives of people. He gave us joy, he gave us happiness, he gave us moments of celebrations, and he made us so happy. Whenever he won the cup for India, it was every Indian winning. So may God bless him in abundance. May he have a God blessed future. And may we all, like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, be as committed and dedicated to our cause, to our purpose, to the why in our life, to the why in our business, and to the service of us to our nation. And like Dhoni, we too, together with collective efforts, will do really some great work for this country, change the economy, and help India become a glorious country. This is my message to my friends, to my audience, and my personal appreciation and gratitude to the great personality, Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Absolutely, very well said. I guess there are a lot of teachings we have taken from an exemplary personality like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There's also someone, Ganesh Upadhyay, who writes in that it is the right time that he's chosen for retirement. So people don't have any qualms about the fact that he has planned his retirement in a way, even if there is a pandemic around. They have been thankful and grateful for the leader that he has been and for the various wins he has brought to the country. But more importantly, the person he has been on the field as well as off the field. There was also someone else who writes, okay, there's Milind who writes, Dhoni is the best captain, individual player, and leader. There was also someone else who
Absolutely.
wrote that he's a humble person and he's always welcoming to anyone, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion. I mean, he comes across as a person full of warmth and full of the good energy and the good vibe that he's willing to share with anyone who comes to him. Thank you so much for this conversation, Agnello.
Thank you so much, and thanks to the audience. So many of my friends have written so many messages. My promise to each one of them is I'm going to respond to your every message. I can see Eklak Nawab, Pratishtha Kumar, Milind Bige, Manisha Ghorkade, Purnima Jain, Tanuja Rane, Ganesh Upadhyay,
Sushant.
Sushant Rane. He loved this session. He has to love
Tanishka.
the session because he's a hardcore cricketing guy, and he's also playing the best shot for his company, which he has. He's the promoter of a company called Adroid Biomed, doing some amazing immunity boosting activities for the country
Wow.
for through the products that he's developing. And he's also launched a very nice initiative called India Ki Immunity, not Niti,
Oh,
India Ki Immunity. So
smart version.
Sushant Rane is our Mahendra Singh Dhoni in the pharma sector. So congratulations to him also. And thank you for being with us, audience. We will see you again next Friday. Annie, thank you so much. It's lovely to know you, and I
Thank
enjoyed
you
this
so
discussion.
much. Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much. Bye bye.